to have already died. Further notes that though the incident was initially the issue, the House aware that bomb explosions and mass attacks has been a recurrent incident of police, Mr. Hussein Gumel, that the suspected terrorist has been apprehended in connection with the incidents and is currently in custody. The House recognizes the impact of the swift response of the Kano State Police Command over this matter and hereby applaud them for their dogged efforts, noting that rapid responses after a tragedy of this nature is of utmost importance for the adequate management of the casualties, which could ensure that lives are saved if performed promptly. Mr. Speaker, the House condemns unequivocally as representatives of the people that this heinous act of violence and cowardly attack on sacred places of worship, which has left many innocent lives lost and some forever maimed over the years, urges all stakeholders as this incident highlights the urgent need for all Nigerians to work together. This scourge of terrorism and violent extremism of this nature, we must stand united to apprehend the perpetrators and prevent future attacks. The House concerned that the blast incident in Kano is a tragic reminder that the fight against terrorism is far from over. But if we stand firm in our resolve, support our security forces, and refuse to be cowed by the forces of darkness, Mr. Speaker, respected members of the House resolves to observe a minute silence for the slain victims of the attack. Second, should be provide any information that may assist the police in their investigations and operations. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Incoming Deputy Governor of the great state. I can't wait to attend your inauguration day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues. My name is Right Honorable Dennis Ida Hosa. I represent Ovia Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Edo State. I rise to second this motion ably moved by my colleague. I so second.
Motion has been moved. I mean, what has happened so far. So, with the permission of the House, I would like somebody to move for the amendment. We don't just want to leave it as it is. I know that the police have been applauded on the work they have done, but I want police to be included, the Committee on Police Affairs, to get feedback and report to the House what has been done after apprehending those people alleged to be the culprits. Yes, please.
Honorable, indefatigable, the most detribalized son of Abia State, one of the most productive deputy speaker ever produced by Nigerian democracy. I am Right Honorable Ino Garba. Somebody was praising his hero. I have to.
No, just the lighter note.
Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Gombe State. Mr. Speaker, we appreciate your concern and your show of leadership and commitment to the flight of humanity. I rise asking that Committee of Police Affairs add in the motion that a minute silence should be observed for those that lost their lives and properties.
Yeah, that is the first prayer in his list of prayers. A minute silence is there. We are coming to that. But let's get a seconder to this amendment. Any seconder to this amendment? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Jafaru Yakwa. I so second.
Thank you very much. Those in support of the motion as amended say aye. Committee on Police and House Committee on Information that is in charge of National Orientation Agency. Is Honorable Ngozi Okoli in the House? Handle the 1 minute silence. May we rise for the departed souls, please.
I'm a proud Crosswearer. Mr. Speaker, I seek your leave and the leave of this honorable House to hide under relevant sections of the House to move a motion of urgent public importance. Thank you.
Thank you. Any seconder to this motion? Yes, Honorable? You them.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues. My name is Idem, as moved by my colleague, Isos.
Motion? Yes, PhD. But as briefly as possible.
Important and life-touching motion. Mr. Speaker, the House notes that Section 14, Sub 2B of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, states that the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. Also note, Mr. Speaker, that Section 8, and no one shall be deprived intentionally of his life, save in execution of the sentence of a court in respect of a criminal offense of which he has been found guilty in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, concerned that on Saturday, May 11, 2024, men garbed in military uniform and age. Also concerned that the men who were allegedly from the Sioux community in the Okpo Inecho had many indigenous on Biawonkwa. Worried again that on Saturday, that attack is one of many incidents of continuous aggression, wanton destruction of properties, and killing on Biawonkwa people alleged by the Sioux community who are usually escorted by men of military uniforms over the years. Also worried, Mr. Speaker, that the attack has become more brazen over time, and they have continued to unchecked in mineral-rich community. Cognizant that Biawonkwa does not share any boundary whatever with the Sioux, therefore the attack is a deliberate territorial land grabbing. Mr. Speaker, the House resolved thus: 1, observe a minute silence in honor of the deceased victims of wanton attack on Biawonkwa community in urban area of Cross River State, in Biawonkwa community. Urge Nigerian officers in the attack on Biawonkwa community in urban area of Cross River and on Army, Police Affairs and Emergency.
Somebody has shown interest to make amendment. Yes, sir. Can you second that motion first?
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. My name is Nweke Felix Uche. I represent Eleme Tai, an Oyibo Federal Constituency. I am from River State. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my colleague. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ibo, someone, you need you indicated interest for amendment of the prayers before I put the question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Ibe Okwaro Songwa, and I represent the very prosperous people of Aluchuko Ohafia Federal Constituency. I am proudly from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, concerns both the Honorable Akiba has spoken about the issue is a border crisis. We have had this border dispute for a very long time. In fact, on the 25th of October 2023, I raised a motion in this House, co-sponsored this issue. When I moved the motion, I asked for a forward operating base for the military because the police could not handle, ask for only the police. My addition to this motion is that we make sure that the military do get involved. In fact, my prayers were to urge the House Committee to intervene in this matter and also to ask the National Boundary Commission to delineate the lines of these two communities so that this thing stops. Those are my two additional prayers. Mr. Speaker, I also add one more prayer, shot in the leg. I ask that we all move.
Thank you very much, but you know who I am today. I want the seconder to that amendment. Your neighbor. The Prince.
Brother and my in-law, Honorable Ibe. I so second.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this amendment say aye. Those against say nay. Army and police, including okay, special duty is also added to this of committees. Thank you very much. Who made that intervention? Who did? Is Honorable Shehu.
Urgent national importance on the imminent threat to national food security.
Oh, Mrs. Akume, please, second.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I rise to second the motion ably moved by my colleague. I so second. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Akume. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg of the motion, any seconder? Yes.
Presenting a Federal Constituency of Kaduna.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, please.
Speaker, I want to bring you back that the first prayer that we had there for the victim of that, a moment of minute silence was to be observed, but that wasn't done.
Yes, that will come at the end of this motion. We'll do it together.
Thank you.
Let's see if there's any 1 minute silence there. If there is not, at the end of the urgent public importance.
With concern, the shortage of paddy rice for rice milling companies resulting in drastically making only hiring a hectare of land increase from 30,000 to 100,000. Has not at interface with the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security to investigate within 2 weeks and advise accordingly, and urge relevant agencies to resume council interventions to boost paddy rice production immediately. My honorable colleagues, Mr. Speaker, are so moved. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any seconders on this? Let's have you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable colleague. My name is Honorable Usman Murtala Banye, member. I rise to second the motion moved by my senior colleague. I so second.
Thank you very much. It's important to note that he has highlighted now that there's an emergency situation that the nation must address. To mill. So most rice mills are empty because they don't have the raw materials. It calls for urgent intervention. I want to ask a question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to Committee on Agricultural Production and Services. And they are meant to report back to the House within 2 weeks. May the souls of the departed rest in perfect peace. Distinguished colleagues, the business of the day is presentation of 21 bills. Now I invite the clerk to read their short titles.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. Nigerian Parliamentary Services Trust Fund Establishment Bill 2024, first reading. Insurance Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Pension Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Agricultural Credit Guarantee Scheme Fund Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. National Agricultural Land Development Authority Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Examination Malpractices Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Federal Road Safety Commission Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999, Sixth Alteration Bill 2024, first reading. Federal Polytechnics Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999, Sixth Alteration Bill 2024, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999, Sixth Alteration Bill 2024, first reading. Federal Medical Centers Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Land Use Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999, Sixth Alteration Bill 2024, first reading. Higher National Diploma Discrimination Prohibition Bill 2024, first reading. Federal University Gusau Establishment Bill 2024, first reading. Marriage Act Amendment Bill 2024. Chartered Institute of Capital Market Registrars 2024, first reading.
Thank you, Clerk. The first order of the day is commencement of tree of 98,500,000,000 only for capital project for 2024, standing in the name of 24. And I invite the Deputy House Leader to move that the bill be now read the second time.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues. Abdullah Ibrahim Halims is my name. I represent the wonderful people of Ankpa, Omala, Federal Constituency. I am from Kogi State. I rise to move for a bill for an act to authorize the issue from the Federal Capital Territory Administration, total sum of 98,500,000,000 only for capital project for the services of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, for the financial year ending 31st December 2024. Second reading. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to this motion? Minority Leader? Oh, no, not Minority Leader. Deputy Chairman, FCT.
Honorable, I rise to second the motion that the bill for an act to authorize the use from the Federal Capital Territory Administration statutory revenue funds of the Capital Territory Administration accounts for the sum
May the souls of the departed rest in perfect peace. Distinguished colleagues, the business of the day is presentation of 21 bills. And I invite the clerk to read their short titles.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. Nigerian Parliamentary Services Trust Fund Establishment Bill 2024, first reading. Insurance Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Pension Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Agricultural Credit Guarantee Scheme Fund Act.
This is my name. I represent the wonderful people of Ankpa, Omala, Federal Constituency. I am from Kogi State. I rise to move for a bill for an act to authorize the issue from the Federal Capital Territory Administration, total sum of 98,500,000,000 only for capital project for the services of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, for the financial year ending 31st December 2024. Second reading. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to this motion? Minority Leader? Oh, no, not Minority Leader. Deputy Chairman, FCT.
Honorable, I rise to second the motion that the bill for an act to authorize the use from the Federal Capital Territory Administration statutory revenue funds of the Capital Territory Administration accounts for the sum of 98,500,000,000 naira only for capital project for the service of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, for the financial year ending 31st December 2024. I so second.
The of FCT is of paramount importance to our country, Nigeria. And this fund, if it is released, as stated clearly here, is to enhance development of the Federal Capital Territory infrastructure. So very simple, very direct, and very
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to authorize the issue from the Federal Capital Territory Administration's Statutory Revenue Fund of the Federal
Capital Territory and Federal Capital Territorial Area Council and ancillary matters. Meet rules and business with Honorable Kenga, meet rules and business with you. Honorable colleagues, the second order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to establish Integrated Corporate Data Management Commission as a body responsible for comprehensive collation, harmonization of certificates issued by corporate statutory regulatory bodies, graduation based on compliance with enabling laws regulating corporate entities in Nigeria, and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Abdullahi Ibrahim Halims. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 4th October 2023. I now invite Honorable Halims to move that the bill be now read the second time.
Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, Abdullah Ibrahim Ali Halims is my name. I am from Kogi State, and I represent the good people of Ankpa, Omala, Lamaboro Federal Constituency. Once again, I rise to move for a lead debate for a bill for an act to establish Integrated Corporate Commercial Data Management Commission. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Any seconder to this motion? Yes, Deputy Chairman, Rules and Business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, distinguished colleagues. I am Bele Isa Ambarura, member representing Goraba Elela. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Sokoto State. I rise up to second the motion, ably move by my friend, my leader, that this bill or this motion should be read for a second time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Deputy Leader, you may now lead your debate. Please, 1 minute. We have a target to leave here.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues. I once again arise to lead this very wonderful debate and a very social corporate responsibility on the part of Nigerians. Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, I thank you for the opportunity to lead the debate for the second reading of the bill for an act to establish Integrated Corporate Commercial Data Management Commission as the body responsible for comprehensive collation, harmonization of certificates issued by corporate, commercial, statutory regulatory bodies, gradation based on compliance with enabling laws regulating corporate entities in Nigeria and other matters connected therewith, 2023. Mr. Speaker, my distinguished honorable colleagues, this bill seeks to establish and undertake the enumeration of all boosting corporate entities registered in Nigeria under one data system and conduct comprehensive review of all certificates, audited reports, annual returns, filed certificates of incorporation, tax clearance certificates, pension commission certificates, industrial training fund certificates, approved annual return, etc., to all corporate entities by corporate regulatory agencies in Nigeria. Number 3, to establish, maintain, and update a data bank for continuous collation of data and grading or classification of corporate entities in Nigeria, and to provide framework for effective harmonization of activities of relevant regulatory agencies relating to corporate commercial entities in Nigeria. To provide an integrated data card for each and every corporate commercial entity for an acceptable fee in Nigeria, which is expected.
Okay, round up, leader.
Yes, which is to incorporate, among other vital information, such as certificate of incorporation, annual return, share allotment, particulars of directors, etc. Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, I think by my analysis and by the standard of practice of this BLF setup, it will enhance and regulate the proliferation in the issuance of these certificates.
Thank you.
So thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. The question is, those in support of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, you're invited to read the long title of the bill.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to establish integrated corporate data management commission as the body responsible for comprehensive collation, harmonization of certificates issued by corporate statutory regulatory bodies, graduation based on compliance with enabling laws regulating corporate entities in Nigeria and for related matters. Second reading.
Thank you, Clerk. The bill is referred to the Committee on Commerce. Most distinguished colleagues, the third order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act to establish Federal College of Education, Special Duku, Gombe State, and for related matters. This is standing in the name of Honorable Abdullahi El Rashid. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 4th October 2023. And I invite Honorable El Rashid to move that the bill be now read the second time. Honorable Rashid.
Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Abdullahi Rashid, member representing Dukuna Fada Federal Constituency from Gombe State. I rise to move that a bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act to establish Federal College of Education Special Duku, Gombe State, and for other related matters to be read the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Any seconder to this bill? I want to go all the way back. Who is wearing the Kwakwansia cap?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for recognizing Kwankwasia. Thank you. My name is Honorable Abdulhakim Kamilo Adro, representing Garuko Widil Federal Constituency, Kano State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by my senior colleague for his bill to be read the second time. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable, move your bill. Please make it 1 minute. It's an infrastructure bill. It's straight to the point.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, permit me to lead the debate on this important bill seeking to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act to establish the Federal College of Education Special Duku, Gombe State and related matters. The bill seeks to establish an educational institution that will primarily focus on teaching and training students with disabilities and other special needs with the required manpower and equip them with skills to teach and transfer knowledge to children living with disability in our societies, taking cognizance of the peculiar nature of each child, disability and tailoring teaching method to suit them for an all-inclusive educational growth. This bill is also aligned with the objectives of the National Policy on Special Needs Education in Nigeria, which was launched and unveiled by the Federal Ministry of Education in 2015. The policy identified the importance and pivotal role of having qualified teachers with the requisite knowledge and skill to teach students with disability as a major driver to inclusive education. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, it will interest you to know that the only school or institutions in Nigeria that offers courses in special needs education is the Federal College of Education, Special Oyo State, situated in the Southwest geopolitical zone, which is currently overstretched. The establishment of Federal College of Education, Special Duku, will play a complementary role in the existing college in Oyo State and will serve not only the people of Duku, Gombe State, or the Northeast, but the entire nation due to the strategic location of the local government area and its proximity to a number of states. The world today is driven by a knowledge-based economy, and I strongly believe that the establishment of Federal College of Education, Special Duku, will lay a formidable ground and solid foundation for the training of students in special education aimed at bridging the shortfall of qualified and skilled teachers to teach, train, and educate the disabled among our societies. Above all, the Federal College of Education Special Duku, when established, will significantly provide an avenue for increased availability of qualified teachers equipped with required competence and teaching methodologies across the country and tremendously reduce the shortfall of required manpower in our school as currently experienced. I therefore more respectfully urge my colleagues, my honorable colleague, to support this important bill to be read the second time, taking into consideration the benefit it will bring to our educational system and the country at large. Thank you very much, my honorable colleagues.
Thank you. Well laid out debate. Unless there is any contribution to it, I'll just put the question because it's a straightforward bill. Honorable member, the question is that the bill be now read the second time. Those in favor of it say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, you are invited to read the long title of the bill.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act to establish Federal College of Education, Special Duku, Gombe State, and for related matters. Second reading.
Thank you very much. The bill is now referred to the Committee on Federal Colleges of Education. Honorable colleagues, the fourth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to provide for the Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery Amasoma, Bayelsa State, and related matters. This is standing in the name of Honorable Rodney Ibikebina Amboiwe. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time Wednesday, 27 February 2024, and I invite Honorable Amboiwe to move that the bill be now read the second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Engineer Rodney Ebikebina Ambayewe. I represent the good people of Southern Ijaw Federal Constituency of Bayelsa State, the glory of all land. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move a motion on the bill for an act to establish the Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, Amasoma, Bayelsa State, and for other related matters. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Any seconder to this motion? Yes, sir. Behind. Not you, not you. Yes, go.
You agreed with me yesterday.
Wait for your mic to turn red.
Yeah. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Rogo.
Thank you so much for riding for the second time in this chamber. My name is Abdullah Isan Rogo. I represent Karai Rogo Federal Constituency. I'm from Kano. I rise this morning to second the motion moved by my honorable colleague. I so second. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Sane Abdullahi Rogo. Nice to have you speak for the second time. I really appreciate that. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. You may now lead your debate. But 1 minute, please.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, the bill seeks to provide avenue for continuing education in nursing, midwifery, and other specialties of nursing and research in general. It is imperative that health is wealth. There are health challenges we are facing globally, which require the strengthening of our health sector in training nurses and midwifery. The proposal for this institution is born out of the fact that there is no Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery in Bayelsa State at the moment. Honorable colleagues, I believe that this is the time to remedy this unfavorable situation in order to rescue our youths who are being lured into various forms of nefarious activities owing to their inability to gain admission into university. The need to have this specialized College of Nursing and Midwifery will train and produce high-quality healthcare professionals that will contribute to the development of the health sector in Nigeria in research and medical treatment in the state. The bill is divided into 8 parts. Part 1 to 4 provide for the establishment of the college, objects of the college and function, governing council of the college, and officers of the college. Part 5 to 6 provide for the authority of the college, its powers, duties, academic boards, and committees. Part 7 to 8 provide for the funding of the college, budget, audit, and accounts. Honorable colleagues, this bill could not have been proposed at a better time than now, when many of the nation's youths are facing inadequate training in the health sector. I therefore employ my honorable colleagues to support the second reading of the bill, which seeks to establish the Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, Amasoma, Bayelsa State. Thank you, Mr. Speaker and honorable colleagues. I so move.
Thank you very much. Honorable colleagues, it's a straightforward bill. I'll just put the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to Committee on Health. No, clerk, please read the long title of the bill, please.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act provide for Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, Amasoma, Bayelsa State, and for related matters. Second reading.
The bill is referred to Committee on Health Institutions. Most distinguished colleagues, the fifth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to provide for establishment of Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, Amojinike, Enugu State, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Paul Sunday Namchi. Members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 4th October 2023, and I invite Honorable Namchi to move that the bill be now read a second time. Honorable Namchi, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. All right, my name is Honorable Professor Paul Sunday Namchi. I represent the people of Enugu East and issues of federal constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise honorably to move that the bill which seeks to establish the Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, Amojinike, Enugu State, and for related matters, be read for the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Any seconder to this motion? We have to go. Yes, please.
Thank you.
No,
Mr.
that is not
Speaker.
your seat. That is Kaoje's seat.
Yes.
You're not sitting on your seat.
your privilege, sir.
I will waive it for now. I'll protect you for now, but next time, speak
you.
from your seat, because those who are recording from the Secretariat need to know who spoke.
All right, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the real privilege. My name is Rahim Tunji Olawi. I represent the good people of Ekiti, Isin, the record of Okero Federal Constituency. I'm from Kwara State. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my colleague to read his bill for the second time. I so second.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Namshi, move your motion, lead your debate only 1 minute, please. It's a straightforward bill.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak for 1 minute. I want to say that this bill is to establish this Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery is long overdue, actually, in the Southeast, because this appears to be that throughout the Southeast, there is no Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, and it's long overdue, judging from the fact that this is a highly specialized area and quite needed by all and sundry. I speak to seek the indulgence of the House to grant us this privilege to just have one in the Southeast and also in my constituency. Because of the value it will attach to the country, a lot of people will be able to train in this highly specialized manner to be able to also to fulfill the MDG, one of the critical MDG goals in the country. Mr. Speaker, as you've given me 1 minute, I seek to say thank you for that, and I rest my case, so I so move.
Thank you very much. The question is that the bill be raised the second time. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, please read the long title of the bill.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act provide for establishment of Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, Amoji Nike, Enugu State, and for related matters. Second reading.
Thank you, Clerk. Again, this bill is referred to House Committee on Health Institutions. Most distinguished colleagues, the sixth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Federal University of Agriculture Act, Cap F22, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to establish Federal University of Agriculture at Tomkbe in Amite Town, Cross River State, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Joseph Bassi. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 18 July 2023, and now I invite Honorable Bassi to move that the bill be now read a second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Joseph Bassi. I represent the people of Bakassi, Calabar South, and Akpabuyo Federal Constituency.
Chairman rules, approach the chair.
Mr. Speaker, permit me to lead the debate on the second reading of the bill to establish the Federal University of Agriculture, Etongba in Amity in Akpabuyo. I so move.
Thank you very much. Please second. All the way from the back. Yes.
Right Honorable Speaker, sir, very distinguished colleagues. Engineer Shehu Alhatu by name, member representing Paskari, Kankara Sabwa, I'm from Katsina State. I rise to second the motion heavily moved by my brother, Honorable Joseph Basse from Cross River State. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable, you can now move, but 1 minute, please.
Thank
because,
you.
establishment
His
bill.
Excellency, Mr. Speaker, I will try to make it 1 minute. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, it is very important to state that nations are having other alternative source of boosting their economy. In our darling country, petroleum can no longer sustain us. If agriculture is the way forward, then the focus should be on establishing world-class institutions of learning. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, the potential benefits of this proposed institution can never be overemphasized. Over 90% of the people of Etok, Benameti, and the neighboring communities are farmers. Hence, the need to promote and enlighten them and Nigerians as a whole on the best practice. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, the objective for this establishment of this university is to provide and promote around basic scientific training as a foundation for the development of agriculture and technology in Nigeria, taking into account indigenous cultures and need to enhance national unity. Mr. Speaker, the Federal University of Agriculture, Etok Benameti in Calabar South, Akpabio Bakassi Federal Constituency, when established, will serve as a research training center for the development on education, engineering, environmental monitoring, and assessment of collaboration with the world-class institutions of agriculture. More importantly, Mr. Speaker and honorable colleagues, this institution will prepare young citizens as a workforce and leadership in diverse global and technology-driven environment. The next generation will tilt towards agriculture, not oil and gas, guaranteeing the development of the economy. Mr. Speaker, for the knowledge-based economy, the proposed university will become a key element of innovation system, both as a creator of new knowledge and idea based on research and as a provider of human capital. The establishment of this university would ensure the training of Nigerian youths and would help reduce the high rates of unemployment in the country. If the university is established, it will definitely improve economic activities in the local government and in Cross River State as a whole. I therefore implore my honorable colleagues to support the second reading of the bill, which seeks to establish the Federal University of Agriculture in Cross River State. I so move. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The question is, this bill be read the second time. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. No, it doesn't have to be seconded. Clerk, please.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Universities of Agriculture Act F22, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to establish Federal University of Agriculture at Tonkwe in Amite Town, Cross River State, and for related matters. Second reading.
Thank you, Clerk. This bill is referred to Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institutions. Most distinguished colleagues, the seventh order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, Hawul local government area, Borno State, and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Midala Usman Balami, honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 26 July 2023, and I invite Honorable Balami to move that the bill be now read the second time.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Dr. Midala Usman Balami. I represent the good and dynamic people of Askira Uba Hawul Federal Constituency. I rise this morning to move a motion on the bill to provide for the establishment of the Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, Hawul local government area, Borno State, and for related matter, to be read for the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Midala. Any seconder? I want to go this way. Yes. Go ahead. Please, off your mic in the middle. Pastor, off your mic. Pastor. Honorable Oseni, off your mic.
Okay. Mr. Speaker, I am Honorable Ibrahim Mohamed Bakar, member representing the Kwakonda Gama farm from Borno State. I rise this morning to second the motion, the bill heavily moved by my friend, colleague, brother Midala, to be read for the second time.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Midala, please, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, colleagues. Honorable Speaker, my distinguished colleagues, I am delighted to lead this debate on the general principles on a bill for an act to establish Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, our local government area of Borno State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, it is crucial that I laid before this House the urgent need for human capacity, most especially in the area of healthcare service delivery, considering the importance of saving lives and improving the well-being of our people. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, it is pertinent as direct participant, as a healthcare worker, I shared how critical it is to have not only available but competent hands that are effective to provide life-saving services to our people, and to be able also to close gaps and provide services to the affected populations where possible. It is paramount.
Sorry, Honorable Fulata, please, you will serve as the Chief Whip of the House today.
It is paramount to note that places like Borno State...
Please take your seat as the Chief Whip of the House.
It is paramount to note that places like Borno State has to undertake or resort to tax sharing policy in the past to substantially reach population in need of healthcare services. It is cardinal, I mentioned here, the northeast part of Nigeria, Borno State, has one of the worst health indices, which recall most need of institutions of learning, mentorship, to be able to address shortage of skills, medical personnel in the area. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, establishing the Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery in our local government will address the shortfall in terms of healthcare workforce. It will increase access to healthcare services. It will improve quality of nursing education in Nigeria. It will improve access to education and will reduce brain drain and improve disease prevention and control. Reduce maternal and child mortality, most especially...
Okay, round up.
Most especially by ensuring that services are provided to people in the rural population. Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues, I humbly solicit for your support for the second reading of this most important bill to establish Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery in our local government area of Borno State. I so move, my distinguished colleagues. Mr. Speaker, I so move, sir.
Thank you very much, Balami. The question is that this bill be now read the second time. Those in favor of it say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, you are invited to read the long title of the bill.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to establish Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, Haul, local government area, Borno State, and for related matters. Second reading.
Thank you, Clerk. This bill is referred to Committee on Health Institutions. Honorable colleagues, the eighth order of the day is a motion on the need to execute House Resolution on Security. This is standing in the names of Honorable O.K. Chinda, the Minority Leader of the House, and 27 other distinguished colleagues. Minority Leader is hereby invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My dear colleagues, Kingsley Chinda, Obiabo Federal Constituency of Rivers State. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, before I move the motion, I would just want to make an application that a few corrections be made, particularly when it has to do with the name of a colleague. The motion is by my humble self and 28 other members, but the name of Honorable Beatrice Lowry was not properly captured, so for the records, Honorable Kwamoti Beatrice Lowry. Honorable Kwamoti Beatrice Lowry. And the title of the motion, there is an S after resolution. Need to execute House resolutions on security. The House notes with utmost concern the worsening insecurity situation in the country. Sorry, sir, I move that the House takes this motion on the need for execution of House resolutions on security as amended. I take it that is taken, sir.
It is taken. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. The House notes with utmost concern the worsening insecurity situation in the country, from armed robbery to banditry, food theft, kidnaps, and killings. The House also notes with concern that the rising insecurity rate in the country has also had a negative effect on the cost of living, especially the cost of food, as farmers and traders work in fear and thus charge more for their goods and services. The House is aware that the House has reached several resolutions in its bid to fight insecurity in the country and mitigate its attendant consequences. Also aware that some of these resolutions are waiting execution by the House and relevant MDAs. Concerned that according to the International Center for Investigative Reporting, over 380 Nigerians have been kidnapped in January 2024, and over 26.5 million Nigerians were projected by the Food and Agriculture Organization to be food insecure in 2024. Worried that unless the House of Representatives matches its resolutions with actions, the fate of the citizens, the fate that the citizens have in the House will win, and more Nigerians will continue to suffer the negative effects of insecurity in all sectors of the country. Consequently, the House is called upon to mandate the Clerk of the House of Representatives to compile all House resolutions on security and forward the compilation to the Office of the Security Advisor of the country and the Committee on Legislative Compliance for further action. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I so move.
Thank you, Honorable Chinda. Any seconder? All the way back. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Larry Okola. I represent Surulere 2 Federal Constituency. I'm from Lagos State. I second the motion ably moved by our leader. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. It's a straightforward motion. The prayers are resolved in the motion, and clerk should take note of the prayers and do the compilation as prayed in the motion. Before the ninth order of the day, it's important to mention that that prayer is limited to 10th house, not 9th. Minority Leader, or you want it from 9th Assembly?
From 9th Assembly, Mr. Speaker, I actually thought that we would have debated this slightly because of our experiences and what this House has done so far.
But the issue is that if we're going to go to 9th Assembly, we have to recommit it. We have to recommit the resolutions of all those.
We can take 10th Assembly, sir.
So let's limit it to 10th Assembly. And it's a straightforward motion. There's no need of overflogging it. We know
sure that so many people want to say something on that.
I'm sure it's about record. It's about record. It's not in doubt whether the issues you mentioned, they are not debatable. They are straightforward. You are just using the instruments of the legislative motion to order for the record to be well compiled and for us to go in a particular direction. So let us leave it at that so that we don't debate what we already know. And I agree with you that it's in order. So this prayer is limited to only activities of the 10th Assembly. Dear honorable colleagues, the 9th order of the day is a motion on the need to ensure international oil companies involved in the divestment of assets in Niger Delta region of Nigeria comply with the decommissioning, abandonment regulations and guidelines of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission as enshrined in the Petroleum Industry Act. Standing in the name of Honorable Ikawonu O. Ugochinyere, Honorable Ikawonu is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished honorable colleagues, my name is Ikenga Imo Ugochinyere Ikawonu. I represent the good people of Idato North, Idato South Federal Constituency. I'm from Imo State. I rise to move the motion on the need to ensure international oil companies involved in the divestment of assets in the Niger Delta region of Nigeria comply with the decommissioning, abandonment regulation, and guidelines of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, as enshrined in the Petroleum Industry Act. Also aware that most of the international oil companies are divesting their company assets in Nigeria and relocating out of the country without clearly following or complying with the decommissioning and abandonment guidelines as prescribed by the NUPRC and enshrined in the PIA. Concerned that as a result of the exploration and other activities of the international oil companies in the Niger Delta, the region has suffered great environmental degradation for years, with farmlands and water bodies being destroyed, leaving the community's ecosystem completely milk and irreparably exploited. Worried that if consent is given for the divestment of assets of IOCs without ensuring their compliance with the guidelines and regulations put in place, the host communities will suffer irredeemably, and the companies taking over the assets of the IOC will not be able to remedy the degradation. I urge the House do resolve to urge the Minister of Petroleum Resources, Oil, and the Chief Executive Officer of NUPRC to refrain from granting consent to divesting international oil companies until there is full compliance with the guidelines for decommissioning, as well as the regulations made pursuant to the Petroleum Industry Act. Mandate the committees on petroleum resources midstream, Committee on Host Communities, Committee on Gas Resources, Petroleum Resources downstream, and Petroleum Resources upstream to investigate the level of compliance by divesting companies with the decommissioning and abandonment guidelines of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, as enshrined in the Petroleum Industry Act 2021, and report back to the House within 4 weeks for further legislative action. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Yes, so many hands are coming up on this. Honorable Agocha.
All
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Honorable Obi Agocha. I represent the great people of Iguano, Umahe North and Umahe South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Abia State, the home of the only performing governor in the Federation, Dr. Alex Oti. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by my friend and colleague on the need to ensure international oil companies involved in divestment of assets in Niger Delta to comply with the commissioning. I so move. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before I put the question, any amendment? Yes, Shagaya.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Once again, I remain Honorable Mukhtar Tolani Shagaya, and I represent Nigerians, starting from Ilorin West, Asa Federal Constituency of Kwara State. Mr. Speaker, my amendment is to prayer number 2. Being a member of the committee and having looked at the content of this motion, I would say my amendment should be to mandate the Committee on Petroleum Resources Upstream to investigate the level of compliance with the decommissioning and abandonment guidelines of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission as enshrined in the Petroleum Industry Act 2021 and report back to the House within 4 weeks for further legislative action. I so amend.
I saw petroleum upstream there. What do you have against gas being there? What do you have against downstream being there?
Yes, it's the overlapping responsibilities.
I'm still asking my question.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Mr. Speaker.
I'm seeing that midstream is there as a committee. I'm seeing downstream is there, and I'm seeing upstream is there. What do you have against these related committees working on issues
Mr. Speaker,
on divestment and decommissioning?
Mr. Speaker, the contents of the motion are solely based around the activities of the NUPRC. And this House has created a committee to specifically handle issues that are to do with the compliance of NUPRC. And thus, I would recommend for my colleagues to support that this be issued to the relevant committee of this 10th National Assembly.
Before I give you the right of reply, Honorable King, let me hear from former Speaker Gombe.
Mr. Speaker, my fellow colleagues.
Honorable Gaba Enoa.
I think the motion or the prayers forwarded by the mover of this motion need more technical committee in the aspect of decommissioning and diversification of the oil activities in the Niger Delta. With that, Mr. Speaker, I want to bring an additional committee which have the capacity to do the needful because...
Let me guide you. We are debating the amendment.
Okay. I thought he has finished his own.
No, we have not voted on that amendment. We are debating on that amendment.
Okay, sir.
So what we are saying is that the argument here is that it should be upstream to the exclusion of other related oil and gas committees.
My proposal is an additional, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, you want to add more?
Yes, because the upstream, midstream, downstream, gas resources have no basic technical requirements to ascertain the level of damage. I think the Committee of Science and Engineering have that capacity, Mr. Speaker. So it should be among, so that when, because...
Okay, I'll give you an opportunity to speak on...
Thank you.
Yeah, amendment, but now we have an amendment on the floor. If there's nobody speaking to that, we can... are you speaking for or against? Because you can only speak against what he has laid before the table. He's saying isolate other related committees and work only with upstream. So if there's no other person to speak against, I'll give the right of reply to the sponsor of the motion. Okay, right of reply to the sponsor of motion, please. Ikenga. Oh, there's somebody. Oh, sorry. Ikenga, please sit down. Let's hear from Honorable.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Wade Raji. I represent the good people of the federal constituency of Lagos State. Well, as much as I want to agree with the amendment, bearing in mind that the Committee on Petroleum Upstream is more relevant to the issue at stake, I
had said if you are speaking against the amendment.
No, I'm not. I just want to add something to it, that the Committee on Environment should also be included in the list of the committees.
So that will come with your own amendment?
Yes.
I'll ask you to make another amendment.
That's okay.
But let's now resolve this one first.
That's all right. Thank you.
Before we can get other people to speak. The right of reply is now. Are you speaking against?
Mr. Speaker,
are you against or for?
No, I was the deputy chairman of Upstream Committee. I think I should be given the opportunity to speak for.
Let's attend to this amendment now. He has made his point clear. What you're going to do is to add to the point he has made, but let's have the right of reply to the sponsor of the motion. Please, let's hear you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to speak on the proposed amendment, Mr. Speaker. The reason why the host community, the midstream, the downstream, the gas was included is that issues that has to do with decommissioning goes to a great extent to environmental degradation issues. And if you look at page 189 of our rule book on the functions of the host communities, and if you also look at page 219 of the rule book, you will see that even it's expressly written there that the upstream committee working with the midstream should also look into issues of environmental remediation. And the reason why this is important and timely is that most of the oil companies are already living there, divesting those assets. And as of last week, they are putting pressure that consent should be given to them. But sitting at the host community where we had joint interactions on the issue of the host community fund, we discovered that most of them have not dealt with issue of returning the environment the way it was when they started their operations and they want to go. So there's no way you can critically look at these issues, knowing also that if you go to section 232 and 233 of the PIA, there's some aspect of decommissioning that is also domiciled under the NNDPRA, which the midstream and the downstream committee oversees. And the issues of host community and remedying the environment and getting them involved is also in our rule book. So that's why I said, if you want to ensure that these oil companies does not live without remedying this environment, then definitely the host community, which is even the worst hit, some aspect of those upstream issues have now been given specifically to host communities as it has to do with the environment where these people are operating. So upstream, host communities, gas, and more importantly, if you look at our rule book, whenever these petroleum committees meet, the upstream presides. So there's even no problem on this particular issue because it's still the upstream that will preside when petroleum committees meet.
I think the point remains that we're not talking about commissioning, we're talking about decommissioning, which means the activities must have taken place. If it is about the commencement of the activities, there is an agency that is in charge of that. That is NUPRC, to the exclusion of all others. But once they have started their activities and they finish, and they are decommissioning, the ripple effect of the activities of these IOCs while carrying out their businesses must have had an impact on the host community and other sectors of our environment. Like somebody was asking for environment to be added and all of them to be added. To isolate them and say that they should not play a role in, making an impact, assessment of what the operation was like when they were working and now they are divesting. I'm a little bit not so comfortable with isolating other relevant committees that represent the interests of our citizens in the oil and gas sector, because it's not only upstream. So I want to be convinced, the chair would like to be convinced that it should be upstream, no environment, no host community, no midstream, no downstream, only upstream. Please, let me give the opportunity to the Deputy Chairman upstream.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. All right, Speaker. My name is Honorable Sesi Oluwaseun Wingan, member representing Badagry Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I would like to use our standing orders and go to page 217, order oversight of the decommissioning and abandonment activities of the upstream sector is solely the responsibility of upstream NUPLC. And even from the motion moved by my able colleagues, a reference section 232 of the PIA, which says upstream petroleum regulatory commission NUPLC.
Please, let's finish with the first reference that you made.
Yes, sir.
On page 217, 101.
Yeah.
Refer us to the particular paragraph you are mentioning.
2K. Oversight of the decommissioning and abandonment activities of the upstream sector.
I'm not seeing it there.
2K, sir. K.
K.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So it reads oversight of
but did you see L? Did you see jointly with the Committee on Petroleum Resources Midstream, also oversight environmental remediation activities? My problem is that what problem do we have in joint committees working together?
It will be overlapping of responsibilities, sir.
What problem do we have with related joint committees working together for a particular objective, but under the supervision or the headship of the committee with the highest level of jurisdiction, in this case, upstream? Because upstream will lead this joint committee. What problem do we have with that?
But that is not the prayer, sir. Upstream is not stated as the lead committee.
Promoter of the sponsor of the motion, do you have any problem with upstream leading?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I've said it before that by the rule book that whenever we meet, the upstream preside. And also, if you go to section 318 of the PIA,
you have answered the question.
Called integrated operations that involves midstream and upstream operations, which is some of these companies do upstream, do midstream, do downstream. Most of those AIC. So that was why those issues were put in the PIA.
So the sponsor of the motion is saying that the prayer is clear that upstream can lead, but there are related committees that are supposed to also bring up issues like environment that he mentioned. They should be there under the leadership of that particular upstream committee. Do you have a problem with that? I want you to put your mic on so that we can hear. Ugochinyere, off your mic, please. Deputy Chairman upstream, do you have a problem with the
Not at all, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. So can we now vote on that motion, which means the sponsor of the amendment can now step it down, or you want us to vote on it? Sponsor, do you wish to step it down based on this clarification?
Mr. Speaker, I wish to step down the amendment. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Amendment hereby step down by the leave of the House. Yes, another amendment. You are raising your hand before I call our brother. Make it brief, straight to the point.
Mr. Speaker, like I was saying, the commissioning is not the main aspect of the oil industries because they are packing, which involves an aspect of engineering and technical expertise in it. I think among the committees to be involved in these activities, Committee on Science and Engineering has a role to play on that. I want to add and amend the prayers. The Committee on Science and Engineering should be added to the list of the committees to investigate or to activate into this assignment.
Are you sure of this amendment?
Yes, sir. None of them have the engineering.
Okay, let's see if you have a
knowledge
second
in
now, because the chair
committees.
cannot descend into the arena. It's not my duty to descend into the arena. You have made your proposal. Let us see if there's any seconder. Any seconder to this motion? I hope you know what you're seconding. Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I, member representing Jalingo in Federal Constituency, Honorable Sadiq Abbas Tafida, hereby seconded the Committee on Science and Technology be included and engineering be included in the divestment. Sir.
Motion on amendment has been moved. This motion has been seconded. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. Let me ask again. Motion of amendment has been moved and this has been seconded. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The nays have it. Next motion for amendment, please, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, my name is Wale Raji. I represent the good people of Federal Constituency. First, let me commend the mover of this motion. It's very timely, given the fact that the environmental impact of exploration and related activities is so much, and it has lasting effects on the host community. It's very relevant that the emphasis should be placed on the commissioning activities after the completion of exploration and extraction of oil. So, given the fact that this is an environment-related matter, I want to move that the prayer 2 be amended to include the Committee on Environment. Thank you very much. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Good evening. Thank you, sir. Any seconder to this motion? Yes, spokesperson.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Akitunde Rotimi Jr., member representing Ekiti North 1 Federal Constituency, comprising Ikole and Oye local government. I rise to second the motion ably moved by Right Honorable Wale Raji for an amendment to include the Committee on Environment to this task. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Actually, environment is supposed to be there. It's relevant, very relevant. So this motion is referred to Committee of the House on upstream, midstream, downstream, host communities, and environment. Oh, yes, you're right. Those in support of the committee motion as amended, please say aye. Those against say nay. Thank you very much. I was carried away with the debates. The motion is referred to Committee of the House on upstream, midstream, downstream, as well as host community, including Committee of the House on Environment. Thanks for reminding me. Honorable colleagues, the 10th order of the House is a motion and a call to convert seized properties for public use. Please remove the seized properties of offices. Delete that and it should read, convert 6 properties for public use. Starting in the name of Honorable Esosa Yahweh. Honorable Yahweh is invited to move the motion. Please make it straight to the point. We want to leave here in 26 minutes. And some of the motions are going to be shifted to tomorrow. There'll be no consideration of reports. At the right time, the leadership of the House will move for it to be stepped down for us to handle them tomorrow. So make it brief.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am Honorable Esosa Yahweh. I represent the good people of Uredo Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I'm from Edo State.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move a motion on the call to convert seized properties of offices for public use. Mr. Speaker, I crave your indulgence to read the paragraph on the prayer to save time. Mr. Speaker, the House is aware that in a bid to reduce the high expenditure on rent and office buildings in 2017, the federal government converted landed properties seized by EFCC for office use by some agencies of government, thus saving the country about 180 billion naira. Mr. Speaker, the House resolves to urge the federal government to renovate and convert permanently forfeited lands and buildings into offices for federal government agencies operating from rented offices. And the House mandates the Committee on Public Assets to ensure compliance.
I must thank you for the way you presented the motion, very straight to the point, very brief. I really commend you, and people should copy that kind of way of writing, just straight without wasting legislative time. I really want to thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I so move.
Yes, you have to second it before amendment. Who is the seconder? Let's have the lady. Honorable Maria Anenimite.
Anenimite. It's Marie, not Maria.
Yes, Marie, yes.
The Right Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, Marie Enenimiete Ebikake, representing the wonderful people of Brass Nembe Federal Constituency from Bayelsa State, I rise this afternoon to second the motion ably moved by my dear friend, Engineer Ediosa. I hereby second.
Thank you very much. Amendments? Yes, please.
Thank you once again, Mr. Speaker. My name remains Honorable Jafaru Yakubu. I represent Baliga Federal Constituency, Taraba State. Mr. Speaker, as a member of this committee, Public Affairs Committee, I have amendment in these prayers of motion moved by my dear honorable colleague, Honorable Isosa Iyawe. My amendment reads, Mr. Speaker, to urge the office of the SGF, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, to do an inventory and allocate the seized or forfeited properties to relevant agencies on need basis. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I think it falls under the mandate of the Public Asset Committee to engage with relevant ministries or MDAs or offices of the executive to get this done. I don't think we need to specifically mention the office of the SGF, which is also under special duties, unless you want us to add special duties to the committees that will look at this. But ordinarily, it's within the mandate of the committee that you are the deputy chairman to ensure that public asset, no matter where it's located, you communicate to them from your committee. It's under your mandate. We don't need to put it here as an amendment to that motion. That's what I think.
As the Speaker needs. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, so go ahead, write to SGF and make a request of anything that you want him to do. And I'm sure he was a parliamentarian before. He will oblige your request. I don't think there's any other amendment to this. Okay, yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, my name is Honorable Sesi Oluwaseun Wingan, member representing Badagry Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Lagos State. My amendment to, I'm going to amend prayer 1. Since you try to, you propose a change in the title of the motion by removing offices. So I believe there are lots of abandoned buildings and land that can be useful. Aside from office space, so I will advise that we remove offices and just generalize it on abandoned landed properties and buildings.
Yeah, because it's limiting to just restrict it to offices.
To offices, yes, sir.
Yes, Honorable Waloke. There are abandoned schools belonging to federal government. There are abandoned hospitals and all the rest of them.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my fellow colleagues. I am Oluwole Oke, Ijesha North, Osun State. Mr. Speaker, sir, I think we shouldn't restrict ourselves to seized properties. There are a lot of properties, public properties, government properties all over the places, both locally and internationally, are abandoned. And I think we should use this window to capture all these properties and make sure we deploy them profitably. There are government agencies, as we speak, that are still renting offices, quarters, and yet we are talking about paucity of funds. It is high time that this committee holistically, look into these assets. Mr. Speaker, for free, if you go to Germany, we have a property there that government is almost confiscating. Mr. Speaker, if you go to the United States, we have an embassy somewhere around California where Nigerians ordinarily should be going there to get their passports and all that. But they still fly to to Atlanta, Washington, and New York to get their passports. These assets are there. So we shouldn't restrict it to just seized assets. It should be all abandoned assets. That's my position.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
move your amendment.
I so move, Mr. Speaker, that the title be...
No, he moved that we should remove that offices and let it include other things. So it means that you are supporting that amendment that he's moved, or you are making a new amendment.
His own position, probably, Mr. Speaker, maybe I should wait until we vote on his amendment so that I can make a fresh amendment, because he's talking about offices or properties, and my own narration is at variance with that. Thank you.
All right, any seconder to that amendment moved by the Deputy Chairman upstream? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Dixon Taki. I represent Makodi Guma Federal Constituency. I'm from Benue State. I rise to second the motion, the amendment assembly moved.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this amendment, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Yes, the amendment from Honorable Waloke is that we should open it up. Please off your mic, Honorable Dixon. Always remember to turn off your mic after speaking so that we will not waste legislative time waiting for the phone to boot.
Once again, thank you, Mr. Speaker. My amendment is that the prayer should read that all public federal government assets, both buildings and landed properties, should be included. Thank you.
Both locally and globally?
Both locally and internationally.
Internationally. Who is seconding this amendment? Yes, let's give the opportunity to Kafila, Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Kafilat Ogbara. I represent Koshofe Federal Constituency. I'm from Lagos State, the Center of Excellence. I rise this afternoon to support the motion ably moved by my colleague. I so support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Motion has been moved for an amendment by Honorable Waloke and supported by Honorable Kafilat. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. I think, is that the last, another amendment? Yes, go ahead, spokesperson.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Akitunde Rotimi Jr., representing the good people of Ekiti North 1 Federal Constituency, comprising the Ikole and Oye local governments. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to move for an amendment. I think where we start from is a directory, a comprehensive directory of all these seized assets. So I think that I would want to move an amendment to the prayers.
We have amended that it should not be only seized assets. We just voted on it now.
No, what I
we are saying abandon.
Yes. So what I mean is.
So it's both seized and abandoned properties. Right?
Yes. So my proposed amendment is that all entities of government, relevant entities of government, to put together a comprehensive directory so that we can even know where we're starting out from. A comprehensive directory of all, such relevant assets. Thank you very much.
Right. I think that's a guideline to the Public Assets Committee. In the course of executing the mandate of their committee, they have every right to write to all the MDAs asking for the directory. We don't have to put it as a different motion. It's just for the Public Asset Committee to take note that one of the ways of implementing the mandate of their committee in this regard is to write to all the MDAs requesting for a directory of all the government-owned properties, either seized or abandoned. That's what I think. All right. So you want to withdraw your amendment?
As the Speaker pleases. Yes.
Thank you, spokesperson of the House. So proud of you. Yes, architect.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I am Architect Ibrahim Al-Mustafa Aliyu, representing Wunaraba from Sokoto State. My amendment is on the heading of the topic, in fact, the motion itself. Because when I look at it, I get confused. Call to combat seized properties of offices for public use. Seized properties of offices, what of the houses and other assets? Maybe we look at that.
We started by amending it when I said it's going to read convert seized properties for public use. But now, in the course of amendment of the motion, we have included abandoned properties. Good. So that has been taken care of.
That has been taken care of.
Yes.
So my amendment, in addition to creating database for all the seized assets, I want to propose that urge the federal government to renovate, customize, and convert. We add customization. The customization goes a long way to enable those properties be identified wherever they are that were seized. There are so many examples across the world where properties that were seized were customized either in painting, so that when you know them, you know those assets are forfeited to the federal government before now putting them to use. So customization is essential so that people can know that, yes, this particular property has been seized, forfeited to the federal government, and it can be applied accordingly. It will not be stolen.
What is the definition of customization? That is, we paint it a particular color to show that it owns his belongs.
Yes, that is customization. Now you give
won't that lead to wasting of resources?
No, it's not wasting of resources. You conserve, because some of these seized properties are being lost through back doors. Customization is essential. Now you pass by a building that is
okay, let's see if there's any seconder to this, and then we'll vote on it, so that the chair does not descend to the arena. Thank you, architect. Any seconder to this amendment? Okay. Amendment withdrawn by the leave of the House. Okay, let's vote on the motion. You see, the beauty of having the order paper, less, is to allow members to ventilate their ideas, their debate on the topical issues. But when you populate the order paper so much, you find it difficult for members to express themselves. And you did not come here to just warm your seat. You are here to debate on issues. So going forward, Clerk of the House, Chairman, Rules and Business, ensure that we have the order paper lighter than it has been to enable members speak to the issues and debate them so that we don't be giving members 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Thank you very much. Those in support of the motion as amended, say, you want to amend again?
Mr. Speaker, sir, I do not know if you can protect me to just add some few words to this, sir.
You want to amend?
Not an amendment, but there's an additional thought which I have, which could still help in the usage of all these abandoned properties. If you can protect me to just speak on this, since you have mentioned that it's always good for us to actually have a robust debate on issues raised anytime we're in the House.
Okay, let me protect you for now, please. Let's hear
Thank you.
Make
Thank
it brief.
you very much. Yes, I'll make it very brief. Yeah. I do not know, but if possible, Commissioner Smedan can actually be part of this, because I noticed that most of all these abandoned properties, especially the one we have locally, could still help the startup for young graduates. Many of all these are young folks who are out there. We have something similar in the United Kingdom, National Trust, where they use all abandoned properties to help people who are just coming up into business to actually use it for businesses. And from there, they graduate to have their own opportunity elsewhere. So many of these can be used outside for the offices of all these agencies and stuff. We can use it for young adults, especially all our young children who are just coming up, who have ideas, who does not even know where to start from, maybe because they do not have capital to actually have an office. This is my contribution on this, sir.
Thank you very much for your contribution. I'm sure that the clerk at the table have noted your contribution. Thanks a lot. So let's vote. Those in support of this motion as amended, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. The motion is referred to the Committee on Public Asset. Honorable colleagues, the 11th order of the day is a motion on the need for standing special ad hoc committee and Parliamentary Friendship Group to submit quarterly report to the Committee on Monitoring and Evaluation of Standing Ad Hoc Committees. Standing in the name of Honorable Obin Agocha, Honorable Agocha is invited to move the motion. I must mention, that motion is too long. Choose 3 paragraphs and then go to the prayers. It's already recorded in our rule book that this is what all the committees you mentioned are supposed to be doing. So just let's give you to do your best 3 paragraphs and then prayers, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Obi Agocha. I represent the great people of Ikuano, Umuahia North and Umuahia South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I will be very brief as the issues in view are already enshrined in our rule books. The House notes that the committees of the House of Representatives were established by Section 62(1) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, and Order 20 of the House Standing Orders, pursuant to the legislative self-regulatory powers set out in Section 60 of the Constitution to ensure efficient and effective administration of special and general purpose legislative business. Also notes that the Committee on Monitoring and Evaluation of Standing and Ad Hoc Committees were established in accordance with Order 20, Rule 85, and Order 7, Rule 1, Subsection 13B of Standing Orders of the House 2023, which jurisdictions 2. 1, monitor and evaluate the output of all standing and ad hoc committees of the House. B, submit a quarterly report of the House on all standing and ad hoc committees of the House. And C, set up a framework template for the effective assessment of the activities of all standing and ad hoc committees. Mr. Speaker, aware that Order 7, Rule 1, Subsection 13B, which states that the Speaker of the House of Representatives shall review the performance of chairman and deputy chairman of committees in line with the monitoring and evaluation of standing and ad hoc committees report, and remove committee leadership in consultation with the principal officers, and upon recommendation of the Committee on Monitoring and Evaluation of Standing Committees.
That's your 3rd paragraph. Go to your prayers, please.
Mr. Speaker, cognizant that the committees of the House are critical organs in the functioning of an effective legislature, and the committee's output in terms of reports as central instruments for robust assessment and evaluation of legislative committees' effectiveness and productivity, which will build public trust and improve the image of the National Assembly as a valuable democratic institution. The House resolves to mandate the standing and ad hoc committees and parliamentary friendship groups to submit the reports of its committee activities from June 2023 to May 2024 to the Committee on Monitoring and Evaluation of Standing and Ad Hoc Committees within 2 weeks for further legislative action. Also mandate the Committee on Monitoring and Evaluation of the Standing and Ad Hoc Committee to closely monitor the level of implementation and report back to the House within 4 weeks for further legislative actions. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. It's a straightforward motion. I'll just put the question. Amendment to what is in our House rules. Who is seconding it, please? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable members, Kwamoti Beatrice Lowry. I speak for the people of Jamsanum and Lamode Federal Constituency. I second the motion as moved. Thank you.
Yes. Where did we stop? The seconding? It's been seconded? Okay, amendment? Yes.
Thank you very much, able Speaker. My name is Honorable Isa Muhammad Anka. I'm one of the members of one of these friendship group, so I'm directly affected. And the fact that I'm conversant with the, and having...
What is your amendment, sir?
Knowing the implications of Order 7, Rule 1, subsection 13, and if you go back to the resolution or the prayer on number 1, which is requiring the committee to submit its activities from June 2023. I would want to amend that rather than June 2023, because most of the friendship committees have not even started their work, their activities in June 2023. As I'm talking to you, some are even struggling to ensure that the first quarter of this year, they are trying to, meet with the view to ensuring that they have done something. So I want to amend that rather than June 2023, the report should start from first quarter of this month, of this year, sir.
I think it should be from the inauguration, not just first quarter of this year, from your inauguration. That is when it should start, not just June, because most of you were not inaugurated as of June of 2023. You understand? From June, most of you were not inaugurated and duly constituted. So it only affects those who have been constituted. From the time you were constituted till date, you're expected to give that. It's in line with our rules. I don't know if you understood me. Do you want to amend it to be from the time of your inauguration as a committee, not from June? Do you want to amend your amendment?
As the Speaker wishes.
Oh. No, what do you want to amend? I'm just asking. Because from June, I agree with you, from June, most of these committees were not alive.
Exactly, sir.
To say from June is like placing nothing on something, or something on nothing, I mean. So it can't exist. So let's start from when they came into creation, and then we'll go from there. So the amendment is that
from the date we were inaugurated.
The what?
From the date the committee, particularly the friendship committees, have been inaugurated.
So from the commencement date of the committees?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any seconder to that amendment? Yes, sir.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I'm Hussein Mohammed Jallo, Igebe Federal Constituency, Kaduna State. I hereby second the amendment ably moved by my colleague. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in support of the motion as amended say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Monitoring and Evaluation of Standing and Ad hoc Committees. The 12th order of the day is a motion on addressing and mitigating erosion in Gadakam, Dangum, and Jajare town of Fika Fune Federal Constituency, Yobe State, standing in the name of Honorable Buba Jajere. Honorable Jajere is invited to move the motion. It's a disaster motion, so just give us the title and the prayers. Is Jajere here?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Just the title and the prayers, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I am Engineer Mohamed Buba Jajere. I represent Fika Fune Federal Constituency. I'm from Yobe State. I rise to move a motion to address and mitigate erosion problems in Gadaka, Damagum, and Jajere towns of Fika Fune Federal Constituency. I want to go straight to the prayer, Mr. Speaker, that the House resolves to urge the Federal Ministry of Environment and other relevant agencies to take a holistic approach to containing gully erosion menace in these 3 communities of Yobe State. Secondly, I want to also urge the Ecological Fund Office to find a lasting solution to the gully erosions in these communities in Fika and Fune local government areas of Yobe State. And lastly, mandate the Committee on the Environment and Ecological Fund to follow up with the relevant ministry and agency and ensure compliance. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Jajere. That was so kind of you. Straight to the point. Any seconder to this motion? Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I remain Right Honorable Boniface Merengwa, representing the people of Ikurema Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from River State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to second this motion, moved by Jajere. I so second.
Thank you very much. This is a disaster-related motion, so I just put the question. Those in support of the motion say aye. Amendment. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Environment and Ecological Fund. Honorable colleagues, the 13th order of the day is a motion on the need to allow pregnant women enjoy free medical treatment from public health institutions during and after delivery. Standing in the name of Honorable Muhammad Dan Abba Shehu. Honorable Shehu is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished honorable parliamentarians of this esteemed House.
Please choose the best 3 paragraphs.
My name is Honorable Muhammad Dan Abba Shehu, member representing good and hard-working people of Zaki Federal Constituency. I am from Bauchi State, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with the humility and respect, I stand before you and my honorable colleague to move a motion in respect of need to allow pregnant women to access free medical treatment from public health institutions during and after delivery. Mr. Speaker, the House notes that the government established public health care institutions to provide medical services to humanity with available supply drugs equipped with modern medical facilities and charged with the responsibility of handling healthcare related matters, which was not restricted to the pregnant women in the nation, but their effort to encourage free treatment have not fully realized. Aware that the government allocates an annual budget to public healthcare institutions to fund healthcare services delivery to the citizens, particularly pregnant women whose families cannot afford medical treatment during pregnancy and childbirth. Also aware of 2019 statistic report by the United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, reveals that fatality rate in 2019 population of 200,963,599 was 5.67% in 2018. In 2018, 195,874,683 represented 5.67 again. In 2017, 119,873,244 represented 5.67, and in 2016, the total population of 186,960,241 represented 5.47 of the fertility rate of childbirth in the country, indicating the need for free medical treatment for pregnant women to boost the country fertility rate. Alarm that Nigeria is grappling with high disease rate, resulting in annual maternal mortality rate of expectant mothers and children due to the pregnancy complication and the polio virus. Further aware that government neglect require public health care institutions to have medical professionals give adequate attention to patients, including pregnant women.
That is your fifth paragraph.
Complication and
go to your prayers now.
Solution. Thank you.
Go to your prayers. Because it's on notice, it is in the public domain, members have read through it.
Thank you.
So let's just go to the prayers.
Urge the Federal Ministry of Health to issue directive enabling free medical treatment for pregnant women during and after delivery in public health care institutions, and implement routine check to ensure continuity, compliance by the medical personnel, and the sustainability of children process. Mandate the Committee on Health Services and Healthcare Institution to invite the Honorable Minister of Health to propose a solution to this innovative trend and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and my honorable colleague.
Thank you.
I so move.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kelechi. Second.
Right, Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable Kelechi Umogu. I represent the people of Ichie Omoma constituency. I'm from Rivers State, the treasure base of the nation. I rise to second the motion moved by my colleague that pregnant women should be given free medical. I so second.
Thank you. I put the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to Committee on Healthcare Services and Healthcare Institution to look into this and report back to the House. Most distinguished colleagues, the 14th order of the day is a motion on the need to complete silo handovers and support for agricultural productivity through neon agro commodities, standing in the name of Honorable Joshua Audu Ghana. Honorable Ghana is invited to move the motion.
Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I'm Honorable Bello Isa Ambarura, member representing Goraba Eleda, Deputy Chairman, House Committee on Rules and Business. Mr. Speaker, I rise up to seek the leg of the House to set aside this motion as the mover is not on seat.
Motion step down on the leave of the House, by the leave of the House.
Mr. Speaker, point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, what's the point of order?
Order 9-4, Mr. Speaker. Let me call the attention of the chair on the said motion that has been
Page what?
Stepped down.
Page what?
On the same motion that had
Page what?
9-4.
Yeah, what does it say?
I want to call the attention, Mr. Speaker, under this personal explanation that the said motion is already under investigation. On 20th of February, I present before this House a motion to that effect to investigate the 33 silo that was concessioned. It has been referred to Committee on Agriculture to investigate, and the investigation is ongoing currently, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, thank you very much. I think Chairman Rules and Business,
Yes.
you should take note of this
Thank you.
issue raised by them. I'm happy that the member is not here, he's not leading the motion. We have stepped it down. But look at what he's saying, that this has been done before. Check your record so that we don't duplicate some of these activities and waste the time of the legislation. Send it to him. Please compare the prayers of the motion then and the current motion so that you can advise the House properly. Honorable colleagues, the 15th order of the day is a motion on the need to investigate the contract of Niger Delta Development Commission for the Obukuma Clan Erosion Protection. Kolokuma, Obukuma Local Government Area of Bayelsa State. Standing in the name of Honorable Abonzibe Afoji Oboku. Honorable Oboku is invited to move the motion. It's infrastructure motion, please. You have to give us the title and then you go to the prayers. Please.
Right Honorable Mr. Speaker, my revered colleague, Afoji Abonzibe Oboku is my name, representing Yenegwa Kolokuma Opokuma Federal Constituency. I am from Bayelsa State. Mr. Speaker, let me congratulate the miracle governor of Bayelsa State for his victory at the Supreme Court, the appeal court, appeal tribunal, the tribunal. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to move a motion on the need to investigate the contract by the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, for the Opokuma Clan Erosion Protection in Kolokuma Opokuma Local Government Area of Bayelsa State. Mr. Speaker, the House note that one of the mandates of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, is to offer lasting solution to the socio-economic difficulty of the Niger Delta region and to facilitate the rapid and sustainable development of the region. They also note that the NDDC awarded the shoreline protection contract to Opokuma Kingdom to Dredging Atlantic Limited in 2004 due to erosion. The company has a reputation of abandoning projects, as reported by the Guardian newspaper in 2015, that the project awarded by the NDDC in Ayetoro community in Laje Council area of Ondo State, after collecting a mobilization fee of 2.5 billion naira out of the 6.5 billion contract sum. Mr. Speaker, the House is worried that the Niger Delta Development Commission, 20 years after the contract was awarded, Opokuma Clan, the erosion protection in Bayelsa State has caused erosion in 10 communities, including Ayetoro and Oloibiri, resulting in loss of life and property. Mr. Speaker, the House resolved to mandate the Committee on Niger Delta Development Commission to investigate the project and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. Mr. Speaker, my revered colleague, I so move.
Thank you very much. Any seconder to that motion? All the way back. Ajulo, off your mic so that they can speak.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and honorable colleagues. I remain Honorable Eugene Okechukwu Dibiago. I represent the very good people of Ohajebema, Oguta, and Oru West. I'm from Imo State. I rise to second the motion as ably moved by my colleague. I so second.
Thank you. It's a very straightforward motion. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Motion is referred to Committee on NDDC. The 16th order of the day is a motion on resettlement, integration, and compensation of indigenous communities in Federal Capital Territory. That is standing in the name of Honorable Joshua Chinedu Obika. Honorable Obika is invited to move the motion. Please make it as brief as possible, as second to the last motion of the day, while the Deputy Leader of the House gets ready to move that all business of the day with regards to consideration of report be stepped down. Honorable Obika, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Joshua Chinedu Obika. I represent Amak Buhari Federal Constituency, FCT. Mr. Speaker, note that the Federal Capital Territory, being the administrative political hub of Nigeria, has experienced rapid urbanization and population growth, promoting economic development, but also pose challenges like inadequate infrastructure, housing shortages, and marginalization of indigenous communities. Also note that the start of construction works by Shagari's administration in the 80s, it was stated that the people who will be affected by the development projects will be given options to either choose to be resettled outside Abuja or remain within the FCT. Aware that the administration of former President Olusegun Obasanjo attempted to resettle, integrate, and compensate the indigenous communities, but was confronted with the huge cost of over 100 billion, with an exchange rate of then 120 per $1. Also aware that the previous administration compensation, integration, and resettlement of the original inhabitants of FCT has not yielded the desired result due to lack of proper coordination among departments in managing compensation, integration, and the resettlement communities, as such as Jabi Village, Jabi Samuel, Durumi, Piwei, Dawaki, Kuchibena, Jahi 1 and Jahi 2, Kadombiku in Gwarimpa, Galadima, Idosariki, Guzape have not also been compensated or integrated.
Your prayers.
Okay, Mr. Speaker. Urge the House resolves to urge the Honorable Minister of Federal Capital Territory Administration to prioritize the FCT original inhabitants' relocation or stable locations and compensate displaced individuals, considering the economic and social and cultural losses involving community leaders in the resettlement and the compensation of compensation initiatives. B, also transform the Department of Resettlement, Integration, and Compensation into an agency with the responsibility of resettlement, integration, and farming to the original inhabitants and the residents for agricultural purpose. Mandate the Committee on Federal Capital Territory Administration and the Federal Capital Territory Area Council and auxiliary matters to oversight and address the issues raised and ensure accountability and transparency in the implementation process and report within 4 weeks for further legislative action. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Any seconder? Right at the back. Yes, you. You should second. Not you, sir. No, you behind. Yes, go ahead.
Honorable Speaker.
Not you, Zok. The gentleman wearing cap behind.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My name is...
Not you, Honorable, that is wearing cap, using clutches. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, Marcos Onobo is my name. I represent the resplendent people of Eastern West, Eastern Central, and Igwebe Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as ably moved.
Thank you very much. Straightforward motion. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The last motion of the day The 17th order of the day is a motion on allegation of execution of slave agreement between Nigerian ministries, departments, and agencies with Chinese states. Standing in the name of Honorable Ahmed Yusuf Doro. Honorable Doro is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Ahmed Yusuf Doro, member representing Bindamani Federal Constituency of Katsina State. And I rise this afternoon to present a motion for the need to investigate the allegation of execution of slave agreement between Nigerian ministry, departments, and agencies with the Chinese state. The House notes that the Nigerian federal and state governments have constitutional and statutory powers to obtain loans from local and foreign creditors, but must adhere to the process and controls for fiscal, financial, and economic stability. Aware that paragraph 2.2 of the guidelines provide that all external loans must have been pre-approved in the annual budget of the Federation before they are obtained. Observe that the relevant public servants and civil servants charged with the responsibility for exercising due diligence before these loans are signed are always in a hurry and do not scrutinize these loans. As a result, Nigeria has executed loans that create significant hardship for Nigeria. Concerned that there is a need for an investigation and thorough review of the terms of these slave agreements and to quantify the risks, threats, and dangers associated with them in order for proactive steps to be taken to prevent another repeat of the P&ID scandal and to prevent a situation where Nigeria's sovereign asset will be threatened both home and abroad. The House resolves to mandate the committees on treaties, protocols, and agreements and on the legislative compliance to investigate the above allegations and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative actions. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Any seconder? Pastor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Engineer Aderemi Oseni. I represent the people of Idoi Barakwai's federal constituency. I am from Oyo State. Respected honorable colleague, I rise to second the motion as ably raised by our colleague. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Oseni. Straightforward, those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Motion is hereby referred to Committee on Treaties, Protocol, and Agreement, and on Legislative Compliance. To Legislative Compliance. Please, Leader, move that the House step down consideration of report for today and move them to tomorrow. Committee of the Whole. Honorable Oseni, your mic is still on. Can you off it? Put it off and put it on again.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues. I hereby move that we step down all other items in the order paper against tomorrow. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Please, can you second, Leader? Off your mic, please. Always remember to turn off your mic.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable George Ibezimako Ozodinobi. I represent the good people of Njikok and Ocha Dunukov Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion heavily moved.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Motion consideration of report is hereby stepped down to be listed tomorrow, Thursday. Leader, please move that the House do adjourn to tomorrow, same time, same place.
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, I hereby move that the House adjourn till tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Please, Leader, can you second?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to second that this House do adjourn till tomorrow, same time, same place.
Those in support of the adjournment of this House till tomorrow, same time, same place, say aye. Those against, say nay. Those in support that the House do adjourn to tomorrow, same time, same place, say aye. Those against, say nay. The nays will stay and the ayes will go. The House is hereby adjourned to tomorrow, same time, same place. See you then.